Spacey Sims, and we are back with more of the Men of Yoshiwara, Kikuya, and we are going to do the sub-stories for Kagero today. So let's see. This is the first one, yeah. Okay. The flower that hides a sweet poison. Tulips are poisonous, kind of like you, says Kagero. You get depressed, but then... Sounds like it's rude, but he's like, it's poisonous, like you poisoned me with your love. Oh, okay, sure. But that's still weird. Anyway. That was a sweet poison. I was on my way back from an errand for my mother, taking an order for the from the flower wholesalers. Do they mean like flour or flour? Because they have one kind of flour, but since we're talking about a different kind of flour, I'm just... okay. I was hurrying home when also... Was that a thing? Was that like a thing ever? At any point in history, anywhere, where it's like, I've got to go to this person and pick up my flour for the day. Do you want wheat flour or whole grain flour? Like, white flour, processed flour? Like, was there like a person that just sold different types of flour? You know? I don't know. You don't know! Anyway, I was hurrying home when... Spacey. I stopped at the sound of Kageru's clear, familiar voice. Bathed in warm spring light, Kagero was sat with his back straight on a bench outside a tea store. Hi, Kagero. Are you on your way home from training? Yes, from fencing. Are you on your way back from another errand? Yeah. Judging from your appearance, it didn't go too well. Did you run there and fall over in front of them or something? Love how nice he is, does. What? How did you know? Oh, dear God. Wow. Kagero chuckled, then putting his teacup to the side, he stood up. Then he knelt down in front of me and touched my skirt with his slim finger. What was he doing? Pointing out all the scuffs and the mud all over you, you idiot. Did you fall down a cliff? Yes! You must be the chick from Hakuoki. Okay. Chizuru? Was that her name? I don't remember. Her name was Spacey when I played it. And there's powder on your skirt. Flour, maybe? And did you fall over at a store that sells flour? Yeah, I went to the flour wholesalers and tipped over a bag of flour. Way to go and ruin their livelihood, girl. Jesus, we're an idiot. Kageru snickered and started brushing the flour off my skirt with his hand. It's fine. I'll get rid of it by myself. You're one of Kageru's valued customers, and nothing wrong with an attendant like me cleaning you off. But we're not in Yoshiwara. Young men stood out whether they liked it or not. And when that young man was so extraordinarily beautiful, people couldn't help but look. That's enough. This is embarrassing. Everyone's looking at us. I'm more embarrassed being with someone that has flour all over her. Well, I'll just be going home now. Seeing me in confusion, trying to get away, Kageru started laughing. Are you really? Oh, but the... Okay, I'm like, but he, what? But the sweet soy dumplings in this tea shop are simply delicious. Huh? Oh, why don't you try some? Kageru spoke, looking me in the eyes emphatically. Fine. You're being... How do I say it? Kinda unfair. Why? I just want to treat you to some limited edition dumplings. I don't mean about the dumplings. Kageru knew that whenever I was with him, my heart would skip a beat. That's why he knew that if he asked me to, I'd do whatever he wanted. I'm only kidding. I get it. You do? A weirdo like you who picks me, a mere attendant, wouldn't stay here just for some dumplings. It's because there's something more intriguing than dumplings it's because there's something more intriguing than dumplings that you're sitting here with me. I mean, no need to be, like, so bitchy about it. Like, not bitchy. You know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Yeah. Oh, you're not here for the dumpling. Oh, cocky, that's what it is. That's the word I don't know how to word today. Basically my thoughts today. What? It felt like he'd seen right through me once again. Panicked, I tried to stop my cheeks from flushing. Oh, look at that flower shop over there. It's quite rare to see flowers from the West. Huh? I spoke, confused, before turning my eyes to where Kagero was looking. The flower shop had put some cup-like flowers in amongst the lilies and mums I was used to seeing. And that flower's called a tulip. Has it caught your eye? Kageru's voice, as usual, had a sarcastic edge. Are you enjoying yourself by making fun of me? And after I'd been so happy to run into him, a little offended and upset, I looked away from Kageru. And the way you react to things is just so funny. Do you not like it? You'll make a great courtesan one day, Kageru. He was already so good at toying with girls just with his words. By then I won't be able to enjoy my tea here with you like this anymore, would I? Surprised, I looked up just as someone from the tea shop brought out some sweet dumplings and tea. They're really very good dumplings, Spacey. Thank you. I guess I'll have one. Like Kageru said, the dumplings were sweet and delicious. Suddenly, Kageru spoke quietly. I knew that you'd come by here. How? I was looking at those rare tulips when you ran around that corner earlier. I thought if I waited here, you'd come back this way. And for some reason, I just couldn't leave. Why? Because I wanted to talk to you. He wanted to talk to me? Spacey, those flowers called tulips, they're poisonous. Then Kageru picked up an academic-looking book he'd put aside, and after placing it on his knees, started flipping through the pages. Look, it says more about it here. There's a picture of a flower that looks just like the tulip. Is that a book about botany? I was like, switching my word there. It's a book about poison. What? This book says that the tulip has a poison that's bad for your heart. Kageru turned to me and peered deep into my eyes. Ah, that's why we're... Okay. It reminds me of you. Do you mean to say that I'm poisonous? I mean that if you were a flower, you'd be a tulip. Kageru shut the book and walked over to the flower shop. Then he asked the florist to remove the leaves from the single tulip and came back holding it. If you take the leaves from the flower, it's just like a cute hairpin. Kageru gently tucked the yellow tulip into my hair. It looks good on you. Kageru's busy tonight, but please look at this flower and think about Yoshiwara. Even after I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about Kageru's mysterious words. Am I like a poisonous flower? Yeah, you're not good for his heart. Ah, see what he did there? Okay. Unable to take it as a compliment, I thought about it for a long time. I couldn't help myself. I ended up going to Yoshiwara again that night. Feeling miserable, I arrived at Kikuya, where Iroha greeted me with a sad smile. Spacey, Kageru's not free tonight. I know, I wanted to see Kageru. Well, unfortunately Kageru's still just an attendant. He's unable to stand in for Kagura. Yes, but I still just want to see him. I just wanted to talk to him for a minute. I had a question. I want to see him. You can't, but I want to see him. Oh, okay. Girl, phrase it different. Iroha, the room at the back is free. I'll show Spacey there. No, Kageru. That's only for Kagura to do. The customer's dead drunk, so the party's going to end soon. Until then, I can serve her. Alright, please show her to the back room. The customer's drunk. That's one way to get your money and not have to do anything. Did you not enjoy our night? It was quite pleasurable. Oh yeah, it was amazing! What happened? Nothing, because you were drunk. Oh god. The room that we entered was empty. I could hear Kageru's footsteps echo in the stillness of the room. I could even hear the rustle of his clothes in what was usually lively quarters. What a quiet place. We don't use this room unless we have to, since you can't see much of the garden. You mean like now? Because Yoshiwara is enclosed by a wall, as some people use it as a place to discuss secrets. The wall that isolated the courtesans was a wall of protection for some people. I'm sorry for having made you have to use such a room. Kageru told me that Kagura was busy today, but I'd wanted so much to talk about what he'd said earlier today, I couldn't help myself. I've acted really childishly. I'm Kagura's customer, so I knew that I wouldn't be able to come here just to see you, and yet I spoke in a barely audible voice when Kageru giggled. Kagura and Kageru, and I just fucking can't stop smushing their names together and saying them both completely. God. It's like Takao and Tokiwa. Why did they put the T's and the K's together? Ugh, it's gonna be my gripe the whole game. It has been. Okay, when Kakeru giggled. Is it that funny? Have I been that stupid? When I put the tulip in your hair, I knew you'd come here. And now here we are. So, that's why you told me I was like a poisonous flower? Seeing me start getting annoyed, Kakeru snickered. Then he quietly took out a paper bag hidden inside his clothes. Open your mouth. Huh? If you open your mouth, I'll give you the answer you want. This sounds like a trap. Girl, just don't close your eyes. So at least you can see it coming and then you can close your I'm sure he's just got treats in the bag, but I don't necessarily know if I trust him. Kakeru chuckled as he spoke. Though anxious, I opened my mouth slowly. Kakeru took something round and brown from the paper bag and then put it between my lips. It's a foreign candy called a cookie. It's really sweet and tasty. I love how in all these games there's always cookies. And it's always like, it's foreign and weird, it's a cookie. And everybody, oh, it's so amazing! At least in the West we did something right. Can't. I mean, okay, that's not true. America did something. We made Nutter Butters, bitches. And fucking Oreos. Did we? Wait, do we get credit for those? I don't really know. But Oreos and Nutter Butters are fucking great. That's all I'm saying. Sandwich cookies. 2 cookies with a delicious filling in the middle. We didn't invent that. I think we just stole it and made Nutter Butters and Oreos. You know what? You know what? Just let me have it, okay? Nutter Butters and Oreos are delicious. Now I want fucking Nutter Butters. God damn it. And though I had no idea what he was talking about, I bit down on the cookie with a crunch. Mmm, it's good! A fragrant sweetness I'd never tasted before filled my whole mouth. A tulip was used to make that cookie. Poisonous! Kakeru rubbed my back as I unintentionally choked. Yeah, that's something you tell someone. It's a tulip specially grown to be edible, so there's no poison in it. You should have told me that first! My eyes were watering as I choked, as Kakeru continued gently rubbing my back. Tulips are poisonous, but the edible kind are used as sweeteners in candy. That's your answer? I didn't get it. What was Kakeru thinking? You're like the spirit of a tulip. And there's a poison that rolls over my heart, and it's captivatingly sweet. Behind his voice lurked a trembling darkness of a man. And that's why I'm getting so strange. Maybe it's because I'm still just inexperienced. Kakeru embraced me and pulled me close to him. What if someone sees us like this? I blurted out in a panic at his sudden embrace. Kakeru kissed my temple, then whispered, "And this room is used for secret meetings. It's even soundproof." Oh, well, hello. That makes you kind of feel like, but every other room, so like the bedrooms aren't, so you're like sitting there with your guy and then you're hearing moans and groans and you're like, that's awkward. Jesus. But Kakeru, the rules of Yoshiwara said that once you chose a courtesan, you can't change your mind. Which is really fucking weird, right? Even so, Kakeru pulled me in at the waist and pushed me down onto the floor. I can make you happy too. Though he was young, Kakeru's was a lean, muscled sword. Wait. I thought I was going to say Kakeru's was a lean, muscled, like, body or something, right? Like, that would make sense but though he was young, Kakeru was a lean, muscled swordsman, so strong that I couldn't escape. That wouldn't be, anyway. But hey, you're sweet and tasty. I can't help myself. The weird thing about these sub-stories is, like in all the other ones, you could kind of be like, they're somewhere in the timeline. Obviously. Duh. Oh my god. But, like, in all the other ones, you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see where, you know, you'd be like, oh, Takao's fits in. Okay, it's after you've picked him as your courtesan and it's before you run away with him, right? But this is like, where does this fit in? Because, this wouldn't be before he kind of accosts you, right? Because when that happens, you wouldn't be as, you'd be more, now, right? But if it's after, it's kind of like, but it was almost really soon after that we had our time with him and he was, you know, now a courtesan, right? So it's before he becomes a courtesan, so so nothing can actually happen in this. You can't get, you know what I mean? Like, we can't get frisky with him because that's not going to happen, because otherwise it wouldn't be the first time when they're together when his first time being a courtesan. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird in his route how these fit in. But anyway, Kageru, when I tried to resist, he breathed into my ear. A ticklish feeling ran through my body. Though I'm still an attendant, even I know how to make a girl happy. Even you, I could, right away. But we can't break the rules of Yoshiwara. How naughty of you, then, driving me crazy like this. Yeah, it's all my fault. You can't keep it in your pants. Stop! I twisted my body when he bit lightly down on my exposed neck. Do you not like it? The only thing that creeps me out about his whole entire route now is, like, now this is the second time he's gotten a little too forceful. And, like, I understand her being awkward. Like, oh god, no, okay, wait. But he seems... Is it just me? Am I just forgetting where the other ones were, like, super forceful and, like, rapey, and she was like, no. She seems a little more like, no. And he's like, yes. It's... I get it. He's the awkward newbie, so he doesn't know the lines where the other guys know, okay, the lines. But it's still really bizarre that it takes away from, like, he does have a sweetness to him, but it takes away from that. It does make you go, like, but I feel like maybe I should be concerned when he's being nice to us, you know? I don't know. Anyway. My heart beat so hard in my chest I thought it'd fall out. That's not what I... And then Spacey kissed me like we're lovers for tonight. Kageru... Softly, looking nervous, his face drew closer. Close your eyes. It's embarrassing to be stared at when you're about to kiss someone. Not what you said in that other part in one of the other things we were in. When he phrased it like that, Kageru seemed like an adult, and yet also a child. He kissed me somewhat awkwardly, and then... What are you doing, bird? Are you... You want to be under, Mr. Owl? You're so fucking bizarre. Pulled me close and held me tight. Oh, let's stay still like this. Please let me hold you like this until Kagura gets here. You're so bizarre, bird. Kageru. After a while, Kageru propped himself up with one hand on the tatami mat, then stared at me. Everything today is a secret, and this is to stop you from telling anybody. His way of stopping me from telling was to kiss me sweetly. On a secret night in dark Yoshiwara, I became Kageru's secret wife. A secret wife. So he kissed you, or did he? Obviously he didn't do anything serious, because then she wouldn't have, like, the pain of being deflowered, like, you know? You are so weird. You know, there's a Heidi House bed that you can snuggle in if you want to be smushed in something. You can snuggle in my snuggly blanket. But you don't. You want the little stuffed owl on top of you. I don't know. He's like 3 times your size. Bird, you're weird. Okay, so a sign. Coming home from shopping, Kageru... Actually, says he wants to see the ocean. While you and Kageru are on the way home from shopping, he suddenly says he wants to see the ocean. Ooh, we get a gallery picture. I thought those only happened the White Day and the Valentine's Day ones, but okay. A while passed since Kageru-san began staying with us and helping our business. The summer was about to come. Oh, we have to hurry or all the good products will be gone. I'm almost ready, so just wait a little more. You're unbelievable, making me wait like this. Though we spoke harshly, Kageru-san was still waiting for me at the entrance with a smile. A large commercial ship from a foreign country was coming to the port today. It was decided that we would head there after my mother asked us to go out and buy products. It's a very large ship. It only stops here once a year. And since I was bound to Yoshiwara, that would explain why I've never seen it before. It looks like merchants have already begun buying things over there. Let's go! Okay, Spacey-san. Naturally, I put my hand on Kageru-san's arm, and he held my body close to him. How about this glass hairpin? It looks nice. It has a rare color, too. What is this? I took some beautiful pottery work into my hand and opened its cover. It looks like colored powder or rouge. Look, didn't I give that to you before, Spacey? It was from this country. Ah, I remembered the Komachi rouge that he bought from me before. Kageru-san put the bright red rouge on my lips with his hand. Then, just as I looked at Kageru-san's face, he had a beautiful smile on his face and extended his hand to my cheek. Kageru-san? I felt that you'd come to know a little about makeup compared to before, Spacey-san. He smiled meanly. The color of those lips and cheeks of yours. Your makeup today seems a little different from usual. I like this color. I knew we were going out together, so I put my all into preparing. Though today we came here to buy products for our business. You don't need to be embarrassed about it, do you? My eyes wavered as he stared at me. Seeing me get embarrassed by this small thing, Kageru-san chuckled at me. Well, we should hurry and look at all the products while the sun is still out. Around the merchant vessel, I could see young men, a rare sight out of the red light district. The men from the mainland usually didn't want to come near this island. Yeah, probably because women show up and they're like, oh man! They must be foreign merchants and sailors who don't believe the superstitions. Rare. Though curious about it, I focused on finding the items that I was looking for. This one, and this red hairpin too. This one? This color seems to look really good on you, miss. The blue-eyed merchant tried to reach his hand out to my hair. Then Kageru-san came in front of me to distance me from that hand. Please pack these quickly, or we're busy with work. I'm sorry? Kageru-san? He had a stiff expression on his face. Let's go and look at the next products. Yes. Kageru-san's arms held me with a slightly greater strength than before. The sailor guy was probably like, there's a lot of ladies on this island who don't see much dick, so that's why we're here. I mean, seriously. They don't believe the superstitions. No, they probably are like, dude, I don't care about the superstitions. This is an island full of women, and they're hard up. Just saying. Like, by the time that we finished buying products, the sun had already set. I could faintly smell the sea breeze. Shall we go back soon? A little more. Kageru-san pulled on my sleeve as I was about to leave the port. There's a comfortable wind blowing, so why don't we talk a little? Okay. I held the hand that he extended to me, and we started to walk together. We left the port that was still crowded after sunset and went somewhere with few people. I want to see the ocean. The ocean? His unexpected words made me question him in return, but Kageru-san didn't answer me. As usual, his beautiful back stood straight up. It looked like his eyes were smoldering, but this was probably because of the sun's orange color. His hand that I was holding felt oddly sweaty. We walked towards the beach at the end of the island. We could see the ship over the horizon as it left the port. It's quiet. The hustle and bustle of the port seems so unreal. I thought the sounds of the waves would be louder than this. Isn't the beach at night supposed to be like this? Is it? I didn't know that. Over the horizon, Kageru-san saw the boat as it emitted a dim light and he narrowed his eyes. That ship is going back already. I heard they stopped by this island since they're on their way to the mainland. It was so crowded around the ship during the day. How lonely. But the light of the ship as it leaves is beautiful, isn't it? Yes, and that soft dim light is different from the light of the red light district. It's not for show. It's just quiet and beautiful. Kageru-san softly entangled his fingers with my hand. He looked into my face with his clear eyes. After a while, he sniffed his nose a little. What happened? Nothing. I just feel that I wasn't myself before, even though we came here on business today. I feel embarrassed about being jealous. Bird! Naughty! Do you know better? Why I gotta keep reminding you no pooping on the couch? Why we gotta have this conversation on a daily basis now? Do you know better? Do you know better? You're so naughty. He's like, no fucks given, going to go play with my bells. Little bastard. Anyway. What are you talking about? Spacey, I can't believe you. I'm actually grateful that you're that dim. You didn't even notice that you made me feel like that. but perhaps having such feelings is a happiness that can be had by normal people. Though surprised, his eyes were kind in every respect. He's like, God, you're so dim, you didn't know you made me feel that way. I didn't make you feel anyway. You are responsible for your own feelings. I mean, unless you're feeling loved, then I guess I'm trying. But, like, jealousy is not a feeling that people try to make you feel. Okay, not normal people. I guess there's some assholes, but it's like, you made me feel that way. I didn't do anything. I'm minding my own business, and the guy gets a little flirty, and then you feel jealous. I did not make you feel jealous. You made yourself feel jealous. Learn to trust me, is all I'm saying. Look, everybody gets jealous once in a while, and it's okay. But it's no one else's fault you're jealous but your own. Again, unless you have a dickbag around you who's absolutely trying to make you jealous on purpose because they're assholes. That's different. Anyway. His expression had become softer than it was when he was in the red light district. I can be with you day and night like this as if it's a regular thing. I could see the ocean with you like this. Kakeru-san. I never got a good look at the ocean before I started working for a shipping agent. As I experience greater freedom, it makes me remember with ever-increasing detail that I was a gentleman of the night in the red light district for so long. Not really, you were just you were a trainee, you didn't actually become a gentleman. I was your only client, so I'm just saying. His eyes that were always filled with a fearless light reflected the light of the ship from afar. The clear and age-appropriate boyish light of his eyes was somehow fleeting. It made me feel a little lonely. I firmly gripped his hand. Kakeru-san. Hey, you're making that face again. Huh? And because you make that cute face, Then he suddenly hugged my body with greater strength than he appeared to be exerting. Kakeru-san. His painful embrace made my body squirm. I won't let you go. I'll never release my arms. It's gonna be awkward. What are you saying all of a sudden? Hey, you're still acting like you don't know what this is all about. You've always been like this, Spacey. You smiled gently at everyone with your innocent and cute face. And not only to me. The red light district was the same. Gentlemen tried to seduce you because of your smile. The grimace of all teeth and the lips. But at the time, I was just an apprentice. You had no idea just how frustrated I was to see the other gentlemen look at you like that. The color of the boy's eyes flickered with intense emotion. This is just saying that he was in love with us the second we walked in the door, just like all of them. So legitimately, I know they were in a harem, but we could have had a man harem. So, could we not have our man harem ending? All I'm saying. They all wanted us, so I will take you all. Yay! I only get a man harem when I'm playing a guy in a game. And, like, it's gay, and I get my man harem. And that just makes me sad, because as a woman, I can't get a man harem. I have to be a gay man to get a man harem. Or just a dude boning girls with boobs that are bigger than their heads, and that's just, you know, you're like, yeah, okay. Come on. I need my man harem. I just make it, you from this game, and these couple from this game, and this from the, and then it's all together. My man harem is a really weird place, but anyway. The color of the boy's eyes flickered with intense emotion. Within this dignified and pure person, there certainly existed intense feelings for me and insecurity. Today, too, that foreign merchant was making eyes at you, Spacey. So what do you want me to be, ugly? Like, I can't help it that I'm adorable. And so it made me very worried. And that was enough for jealousy to rear its ugly head. Spacey, you're mine and only for me. Whoa. Let's not get that clingy and possessive. But why are you doing this to me? Kakeru-san, it wasn't my intention to do that. Whoa! Let's not blame ourselves for his insecurities and issues. Are you testing me? He fiercely glared at me with eyes that were helplessly irritated. Yes, see, these little sub-scenarios are making me like him less. He was never my favorite. At all. But I was like, his path wasn't bad. He's a little possessive and insecure, but this is just making him way more possessive and insecure, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. These are knocking him down pegs that you didn't think he could go down. I mean, he so far is my least favorite. But I don't hate him. There's always one that you hate. You're like, I really just, well, not always, but I'm just like, you know what? Now I'm changing my mind, thinking maybe I really don't Like, I guess you're okay, but like, I don't know. Anyway. And the next moment, his lips twisted in an alluring manner. His smile brought chills down my spine. Was he someone who would behave like this? I mean, girl, yeah. Spacey, if you look at anyone but me, His hot lips traced the line of my neck. And bite. Kikuya-san bit my neck. I mean, seriously, what the fuck is this vampire shit going on? I didn't sign up for that. It's not a vampire game. I felt a sweet pain accompanied by a numbness. The small red mark left on my neck was certainly a sign of the jealousy that Kikuya-san showed me. I wonder how much time we spent here. The ship that we saw over on the horizon was gone, and before we knew it, only the moonlight shined upon us. Kikuya-san, who showed me a different part of himself, was hugging my shoulders in silence now. What? Because of the moonlight, Kikuya-san's lips looked more mature than usual. Would you like to come to the ocean again? And next time we'll come during the day. As long as it's just you and me. His lips formed an arc, and this excited me at the core of my heart. She likes the abuse. The breeze blowing from the ocean was very comfortable, but my face was somehow hot. And maybe it's because summer was coming soon. Yeah, okay, keep telling yourself that. It seems like the summer will be a hot one. He's like, it's fucking fall. Yes. When I met you for the first time, the cherry blossoms were still blooming, though. As he said that, the boy had a cynical look on his face. Like 2 weeks ago? He's now back to his normal self after previously showing me a different side of himself. I have an idea. When we come next time, why don't we try to go into the ocean? But as I said before, I don't have much experience of enjoying the beach, so you should teach me how to swim, Spacey. What? You want me to teach you, Kikuya-san? It might be fun to learn something from you every now and then. Do you think I can do that? Who knows? I'm surprised he's like, not really, but... by the way, I'm a selfish student. So how shall I make trouble for you? Just by existing. Sounds about right. Kikuya-san smiled mischievously. Well, don't make such a troubled expression. And that's why I'm always making fun of you. He looked at me contemptuously and laughed at me. Don't take everything that I say today so seriously. I just want to make fun of you. Yeah, not endearing. After saying that, he suddenly looked up at the moon that was shining in the darkness. I feel reluctant to do so, but we should go back soon. Don't you think so, Spacey? I kept a bitter smile on my face as he once again held my shoulder close to him. His scent softly tickled my nose. Unlike the sea breeze, I could smell something sweet in his scent. And like that, we headed home, snuggled up against each other. Well, that didn't even have like a thing that said end. And you get extra ones with him, because in the White Day one I think you do too, you get an extra CG. I don't know why we get 4 things with him and not others, because he's like the least likable one. Especially after those two, you're like, yeah, you know. Anyway, I like how they keep fucking up and spelling his name wrong. Kikuya gives you chocolate, and Kagura explains the significance of receiving chocolate on February 14th. I thought Valentine's Day in Japan, we were supposed to give our boys stuff, and then White Days when they give us stuff, and it's like, girls have to impress you and give you lots of shit and worship you so that you're like, I mean, we'll see what I give you the next day. Which it should be reverse. I don't like that. Like, no! You should be giving me lots of things on Valentine's Day. Wait, is that what it is? I thought the girls did stuff like, I'm gonna give chocolates to the boy I like on Valentine's Day, and then White Day is when the boys give stuff back. They're just putting a lot of power in the hands of women, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to go out of my way to give chocolate to a boy I like, and then maybe he'll, like, no, that's too much pressure. I like things the way they are, where it's like, no, the men have to ask the ladies out. Ugh. Just because I can't handle doing that kind of shit. Why I will die alone. Anyway. Valentine's Day scenario. The glowing lights lured the red light district into the world of night. Once again, I was walking toward Kikuya. I recently felt that Kikuya-san was being somewhat frank with me. As I thought that, I naturally walked with a lightness in my step. Well, well, Spacey-san. Would you like to choose Kagura again tonight? Yes? Would you like to choose him again tonight? No. Too bad. That's your only option. He's been telling us. So, like, I feel like... I want to, like, literally be able to, like, hop into this game for a second so he can say that to me and be like, you don't give me a choice. Once I've chosen someone, I can't choose someone else. So why are you asking me that question? That's stupid. Don't be a dick. This was the entrance of Kikuya, the #1 shop in Yoshiwara. A place I often pass through. I like how they did that new one shop. Like, so abbreviated and so weird. And, like, when you're reading a text-based game. It's just me? No. Anyway. I still wasn't used to the color of Iroha-san's bottomless eyes. But if I chose Kagura-san, I could see the boy with the night-colored eyes. My feelings were a mix of anticipation and worry. Hey, the young attendant over there, take this client to the parlor room. Iroha-san clapped his hands and a young attendant from inside the shop took me to the parlor room. Through the sliding door that was open, slowly and silently, was Kakeru-san holding a red tray in his hand. Kakeru-san! Where's Kagura-san? Kagura-san is coming here from another room right now. I'll take care of you in his place, so please come here. Yes. It was just me and the smug boy in the room. This unexpected situation somehow made my heart beat rapidly. As instructed, I sat down next to Kakeru-san and he put the tray on the floor. An unfamiliar ebony-colored piece of something on the tray caught my eyes. Are you curious about what it is, since it's an item that you don't see often? Yes, I am. What is this? It's an imported candy called chocolate. Kagura-san's good client brought this as a gift. This is candy? Why don't you try one, Spacey-san? I have seen things like sugar candy and sponge cake, but this is the first time I've seen the candy in Kagura-san's white fingers. And don't be modest. I could smell something sweet coming from both his fingers and the candy coming towards my mouth. While thinking that the smile formed by the boy's sensual lips was beautiful, I slowly opened my mouth as if I were being seduced by Kakeru-san. Here it is. His fingers, which held the candy, brought a rich smell to my nose and slipped into my mouth. Kakeru-san's soft fingers touched my lower lip. And as soon as my heart beat with one large thump, the sweet yet slightly bitter taste slowly melted on my tongue. It's sweet. The unexpected way it melted on my mouth and the sensual and ripe smell that went through my nose made me feel that the boy who gave the candy to me had a slightly mature presence. Dark chocolate can make anybody look good, right? Oh, God. How is it? What does this so-called chocolate taste like? While asking me what I thought about it, he licked the melted chocolate on the tip of his thumb. Well, it disappeared in my mouth like cotton candy. I felt nervous, as it seemed that the boy's eyes were looking at my lips that he had just touched. When I answered his question without looking at him, he grinned at me unkindly. Of course he did, because he's a vicious little bastard. Even though you're the naive daughter of a merchant, you still understand Western flavors. No, it just tasted sweet. I naturally hesitated to answer his usual harsh words. But was it okay for me to eat this? Wasn't it a rare item that was meant for Kagura-san? It's okay. I'm sure that Kagura-san would agree. Good, but it really is delicious. If you like it, you could have some more. Thank you. I extended my fingers to experience one more time the happy, sweet taste that loosened my cheeks. Won't you have one with me, Kakeru-san? It's okay. I'm not good with sweets. Just as Kakeru-san said so and refused my offer, the sliding door was opened. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. He looked at me and Kakeru-san gracefully from the entrance of the room. What you doing? You playing with your jingle ball? Why is there so much birdie? Oh! Well, you better go fucking get that. I'm not getting it for you. You threw it on the floor. It's your problem now. He like just picks up the jingle balls and throws them on the floor. I think he literally is like, get it for me, bitch. No, go get it yourself. He just likes to throw them. And then you pick them up and he throws them. And you're like, are you... I don't know what's going on. What are you doing? You're so fucking weird tonight. Hi, you're so cute though. You're precious. Oh, I was gonna pet you, but no. Oh, You guys were trying the chocolates. Yes, Kakura-san. Kageru-san gave me one before. Kageru did. I see. You gave it to Spacey. Kakura-san narrowed his eyes gently and chuckled like a ringing bell. What happened? I see. I guess Kageru didn't know. Kakura-san? What do you mean I didn't know? No, no. He's the one that should be saying that. As he laughed by himself in a way that would make you smile, he sat down in front of us. Well, on the mainland, it has become a recent trend giving this candy to the one you love on February 14th. Maybe the client who brought this to me had the same thing in mind. The person you love. Kakura-san's words reminded me of the taste of the candy that Kageru-san's hand brought to my lips. Of course, Kageru-san didn't have those kinds of feelings for me. But when Kakura-san said that, it made me feel restless and I couldn't get it out of my mind. When I looked at Kageru-san without thinking, what are you looking at? It's not like Kageru-san? The usually cool boy opened his eyes wide and his face turned bright red. Kakura-san looked at Kageru-san's appearance and covered his mouth in amusement. I think we might enjoy him. He seems kind of adorable and sweet. I kind of like him already, and we're not even in his route. Are you excited for his route? What the fuck are you doing? It's so fucking weird. I thought you already knew about the mainland customs. But this custom is... I know something like that. First of all, I'm busy with my training and studies, so I'm not interested in such silly things. Hearing it from Kakura-san today is the first time I've come to know about it. Even if I did know about it, why would I... To someone like Spacey-san. I see. Well, we'll leave it at that then. Even after Kakura-san reprimanded Kageru-san for his panicked outburst, he still smiled. See, this is why I get fucked up too. You put the same name in there twice! No wonder I'm confused. While feeling flustered, wondering if I could get a word in between their exchange, I also stared awkwardly at Kageru-san, who got worked up in a manner appropriate to his age. But you should refrain from talking that way to this beautiful lady, Kageru. Well, the time when you'll face your debut will come someday. I understand. I'll keep it in mind. I felt that the words Kakura said to the worked-up Kageru-san made him disappointed. When Kageru-san awkwardly looked away from Kakura-san, our glances met for a brief moment. But as soon as Kageru-san looked at me, he bit his lips and turned away to the opposite direction. But from over his shoulders, I could see that his cheeks were still a little red. Spacey, I don't think poorly of Kageru. Also, to add something, for the custom I talked about before, women usually give to men. I didn't know that. Kakura-san, why didn't you tell me that sooner? Because you got so upset, which isn't like you, and I just... Kageru-san, who was sitting next to me, resentfully glared at Kakura-san. Look, he's so fucking adorable. He's like... He's trolling so hard, and I love it. What you doing? Now you're playing with Mr. Bats? He's so cute. I didn't expect the boy who was so fascinated by Kakura-san to glare at him like that. I imagined that he must have really been embarrassed and felt a little bad for him. Just then, the sliding door of the parlor room was opened, and a young gentleman whispered something to Kakura-san. Spacey, I'm sorry for being so busy, but I have to leave for a moment. You can eat and enjoy these candies as you like. Kageru, please take care of her while I'm away. Yes, Kakura-san. Kakura-san then bowed politely and left the room. Because of the awkwardness from before, Kageru-san and I remained in silence for a while. I extended my fingers toward the chocolates, which looked bored in their position. Yeah, that's it. I have to eat the chocolate so it doesn't get bored. I'm sorry. What do you feel sorry about? Because I carelessly talked about the candy. It's fine. I don't really care. Kageru-san still seemed to be in a bad mood. But as I saw his eyes sometimes wander to the candy on the tray, rather than a bad mood, it's not something that you need to apologize for, Spacey. And I did kind of fly off the handle. Kinda? too into my studies and training. I exposed my disinterest in what appeals to people. I also had no idea that it was a gift that women give to men. I'm sorry. I already told you that you have no reason to apologize. Spacey-san, is it possible that... Kageru-san's eyes flickered around like he was trying to search my thoughts. Did you mistakenly think that I liked you? Rude! He might have hit the nail on the head. This boy was definitely on my mind after hearing Kagura-san's words. It's not like that. I opened my mouth to speak, but my voice was trembling. With the awkward atmosphere, I tried to bring my fingers that picked up a candy to my mouth. And when I did, the boy gently covered my fingers with his white fingers. Is that so? And can you look into my eyes and say that it's true? Like, he's being such a dick. Like, you're awkward, I'm awkward. Why you gotta be a dick about it? Kageru's fingers were as silk-like to the touch. Speechless, the candy slowly melted on the tip of my fingers, and the exotic smell filled the area. The boy's thin shoulders then suddenly came close to me. Kageru-san's eyes under his lustrous black hair glowed slowly. Wow. Like he had thought of a prank that would test me. Oh god, he's gonna lick our finger, didn't he? The distance between us was so close. I felt my heartbeat start to automatically rise. If you don't want to say it, you don't need to. I also don't know anything about the custom involving this candy. But yes, if that's the way it is, then we'll follow custom and you'll give me something. Huh? That's so awkward the way it's the way he's drawn. Especially with the tongue sticking out, it just looks so weird. Sometimes I feel like some of the other I feel like the sub-stories are maybe things that were in the story and they had the rough sketches and then they kind of threw them out and they're in sub-stories. Because this doesn't look like the normal quality of the sketches. It almost looks like a rough sketch before they finished it up. You know what I mean? I don't know. His small, elegant mouth was being drawn to my fingers. He put my fingers into his moist mouth along with the imported candy. The warm feeling tickled my fingers. As expected, it's a little too sweet. Kageru-san, you said you were good with sweets. The melting brown piece of chocolate made Kageru-san's beautiful lips dirty. Without answering my question, he licked the chocolate from his lips. The warm and slimy feeling made my cheeks get hot, and I tried to pull my fingers back. And this is revenge for before. A mean smile came across his lips. I know you like him less and less. And perhaps it's not so bad to eat sweets, as sometimes if I can see your face like that. Kageru-san. His whisper was sweeter than the candy that was still left on my tongue. Kageru-san held my hand firmly and didn't let go. Was he teasing me or was he playing with me? His eyes that reflected the night sky and his shapely lips even made me feel aroused. And this time I was completely charmed by a new aspect of this boy. Wow, okay, so that was that. Alright. Your mom gives you a can of sweets she said she got from a young man. Who was it that gave her the can? We're doing this completely fucking backwards. Aren't we? Don't you feel like we're doing this backwards? Like he gave us chocolate, kinda, and now, wait, he's giving it, no, but no, this is right. He's supposed to give us what, but, well, whatever. While keeping accounts for family business in my room, the door opened and my mother appeared. Spacey, someone left this for you at the entrance. For me? In front of me, my mother placed an imported tin with a beautiful flower pattern painted on it. I could tell this was an expensive item from a single glance. When I opened the small tin, it smelled sweet, and I immediately knew that it was a baked confection. Cookies? A baked confection? Who gave this to me? Oh, the person who left it for you was a young boy. And maybe he came from Yoshiwara. You don't know who that could be. When my mother told me that, I thought, could it be him? A young boy. How young? Like my age or like your age? Between our ages, because our mother's probably, like, the other boys are probably at least in their, like, let's say he's 18 to 20, right? The other guys are probably early to mid-20s. I'm going with that just to make myself feel better. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Young or, like, young? And as soon as I realized it, I ran out of my room holding the tin in my hand. But when I went outside of the store, there was already no one like him around. I thought it might have been that straight-backed, black-haired boy. I thought it might have been Kageru-san. But the street in front of the store was only filled with the bustle of people coming and going, because he ran around the corner. Every which way. In the end, I didn't know who had brought me the baked confections. And without knowing, I made my way to Yoshiwara to run an errand that afternoon. Excuse me, I'm from the shipping agent. Thank you. Oh well, Spacey. Oh, what's your plan for today? Hiroha-san chuckled at me in an alluring manner and then asked me that question. No, today I've just come here to run an errand. As I was about to leave the shop, I looked back at Hiroha-san. By the way, is Kageru-san here? Kageru? Let's see. I think he's out doing martial arts training. I see. Well, I'll be going then. She's like, no reason! I felt a little disappointed and left the shop. I thought I could see his face whenever I came here. The baked confection in the tin that I hid in my bag made a small sound every time I walked. When I passed Inari Shrine, the sun had already started to set. It was still too early for Yoshiwara to transform into a night town. As I walked by myself at twilight, Spacey-san? Kageru-san, who was carrying his tools on his back, appeared from the corner of the street. Without a second thought, I ran towards him while smiling naturally. Did you come to Yoshiwara at this time for an errand? Yes, I went to Kikuya just before. I had something to ask you, but I heard you were away, so I'm happy that I could see you here. Something to ask me? It's about this baked confection. When I took the tin out of my bag, Kageru-san moved his eyes slightly. And my mother received it. Did you leave this for me, Kageru-san? What do you think? Am I wrong? It was certainly I who brought it to your house, Spacey-san. But why? No reason. Is it bad for me to deliver confections to you? And no, it's not like that. Kageru-san, who was cool until a moment ago, was now clearly in a bad mood. He put his tools back on his back to avoid the conversation, and then he looked down at the ground. If he didn't want to answer me, I wasn't going to force him, but I wanted to express my gratitude. Thank you so much. Please lift your head. I just took it upon myself to do it. But I feel bad to accept something that looks this expensive. Did I cause you trouble? The boy's face became clouded with sadness. Girl, he's trying to tell you he loves you! It's not like that, but I can't accept it without any reason. I see. Hey, you're right, Spacey-san. Kageru-san thought about it for a bit, and then looked up at me like he had made up his mind. Do you still remember the chocolate from before? Oh, that slightly bitter candy. The one that was part of the custom from the mainland. Yes. Yesterday I saw Kagura-san give candy back to his good client. I heard that there's a custom that if you get candy, you give back candy the next month. Kageru-san blushed slightly, and he ended his sentence in a quiet voice. That time before, well, I was a little mean to you, so... After he said, he shrugged his shoulders. Seeing this age-appropriate innocence of his gave me a heartwarming feeling that made me smile. Kageru-san certainly ate chocolates from my fingers to tease me that day, but... And don't worry about it. I also had a misunderstanding. But I don't like to be impolite. And this is just an apology gift, so you don't need to be modest. But we were both acting modest in front of the shrine and looked at each other's faces. When we did, something about it felt kind of funny, and we started chuckling at each other out of nowhere. What am I saying? I am not myself when I'm with you. Well, if you have time, can we sit down and talk a little? Yes. Kageru-san looked nervous and shyly took my hand. His warm fingers gently covered my hand. I felt kind of excited because his cheeks were definitely turning a little red. We sat down next to each other at the edge of the shrine. I had an acquaintance of mine who was leaves to the west get that baked confection for me. And just as I thought it might be rare because the painting on the tin was so wonderful. Yes, it's all hand-painted. If you eat all of it, and then that's that. But you still have this cute tin left. Have you tried it yet? No, not yet. But I'm surprised that you went out of your way and asked someone to get this. I like this unexpectedly serious side of him. It was enough to make me feel that the can in my hand was something precious. But if you did all that, it would have been better to give it to me directly. That's true, but I didn't understand. You didn't understand? Kageru suddenly looked off in the distance and closed his mouth, as if it was difficult to speak. I am an apprentice that still can't have a client. Our relationship isn't even one between a gentleman and a client. So it was okay for me to deliver it to your house. But I didn't know what to say to the person who came to the door. On this island, just the presence of a man makes people think of Yoshiwara as love and lust. There's no such thing as innocent love between a young man and a woman outside of the red light district. I got distracted because my bird was like running.
What are you doing? You're trying to sneak past my head? What are you doing? Just being sneaky bird.
Why are there feathers and crumbs all over the back of my couch? Why am I asking myself that question?
Here, you snuggle under Mr. Bear.
It's an owl, but I call him Mr. Bear because it's his teddy bear.
It's your teddy. Your little Mr. Teddy Bear, even though he's an owl. You're a teddy owl.
It shouldn't be like this. But this was normal on this island. But I wanted to express this to you as my feelings, Spacey-san. I wanted to give you something special. It's strange, isn't it? These feelings. We were not lovers. And he wasn't a gentleman, nor I his client. What should we call this relationship? Secret. In the end, I forced it upon the person who came to the door, and then I left. Kageru-san, who sat down right next to me, smiled remorsefully. The small distance between our shoulders symbolized our current relationship. No, it's okay. I'm just happy that you told me about that. The boy who couldn't be honest about his feelings worried over me. His modest feelings and bewilderment brought an early spring breeze to my heart. It's too early to call it love. The feeling is that of something that is just budded. Kageru-san, thank you. When I once again bowed to him politely, he rushed to put his hands on my shoulders. Like I said, this is just my apology. Don't get any strange ideas. Yes, it's your apology. I got it. And then I'm okay, as long as you understand that. He snorted with the usual cool look on his face. And to that, he made an additional comment in a small voice. I want to say thank you. It's so like him to say something like that in a hushed voice that may or may not reach my ears. Well, since I have it here, we should eat this confection together, too. Yes, we should. I opened the cute tin and picked out a large portion of the baked confection. I then placed it in the palm of Kageru-san's hand, and he gently smiled at me. I put it in the palm of Kageru-san's palm. Like, it's sweet. Yeah, it's not as sweet as chocolate, but it's still too sweet for me. You did say you weren't good with sweets, Kageru-san. But I don't hate them now. Maybe because I'm talking with you now, Spacey-san. With the baked confection in his mouth, he laughed and our glances met. Me too. When we eat together, everything tastes delicious. Yes, it's much better than eating alone. If this is how it's going to be, then I should have given it to you directly to eat it with you. The baked confection that crumbled in my mouth brought us a sweet moment. Kageru-san's expression was somewhat less harsh than usual. As I reached out to grab one more piece from the tin, my fingers touched his. I'm sorry. I almost dropped the baked confection, but Kageru-san's white fish-like hands caught it. Okay. I got it. Here you go. I softly put my mouth to the confection that he held out before my face. As I enjoyed the taste of the confection, I felt my cheeks increasingly become hot. I'm glad you're eating it with such pleasure, Spacey-san. As the sun set, we shared the confection and talked about trivial matters. If they say confection one more time, swear to God. Soon, the evening lights of Yoshiwara would shine and the town would make its transformation. Like this change, the day when he would emerge to be a professional gentleman was approaching. Even so, I wanted to cherish my time with Kageru-san. I still wanted to carefully nurture this heartwarming feeling. I thought about that as our shoulders pressed up against each other. Look at that. Okay. So, gallery pictures. See what I'm saying? Like, they're not as good as the other, like, CGs. They seem like, okay, like, they did them and then, like, but they, you know, maybe they weren't oh, we're not going to use these. But you know what? Let's put them as sub-scenarios and let's color them in and everything. But they're not as well done as the other CGs. So. Like, they just look slightly, there's a slight awkwardness to them. Then again, this was a mobile game. So then you wonder, were these like, when they have side story, like the Icky Man stories, they have like the little side story thing where they have like events. So then you wonder, like, were these from like events? Maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe they didn't do them like that, because those ones, that kills me. This was the other one that had the gallery picture. Okay. See, that one looks like the normal ones to me. You know what I mean? The other ones don't. This seems like it was almost like, let's do this and see if this one or the other one works with the date like scenario or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, that was Kageru's route and all of his side stories. So when we come back next time, we will start on Kageru's route, which I'm kind of excited about because he's intriguing me now. He seemed like a little cold and aloof, but I think based on what we've seen of him in Kageru's route, I think he's actually, he might be kind of sweet and adorable, and I think we might like him. I didn't hate Kageru. I didn't. But I don't exactly like him either. Like, I don't know. We've played worse routes in, like, their terrible fucking games where you're like, I just want to push you off a cliff. Because the MCs usually fall off cliffs or trip and fall. I just want to accidentally trip and fall, knock you into, and push you off a cliff so I don't have to deal with you anymore. He's not one of those guys, but it's like, you know, yeah, you're definitely bottom of the pack. You're not even going to be middle of the pack. You were, like, the bottom of the barrel. Like, no. Like, and I hate to say that. Well, I mean, I don't hate to say that. I have no, like, I don't hate him, but I just don't like him, really. Because Raul is fine, but all the little sub-stories like this where he got to be a little bitch and he was still kind of being a dick, and you were like, you know what, I just like you a lot less than I did. But what are we comparing him to right now? Takao and Tokiwa. Hello. Tokiwa's best boy so far. Best boy. And even though Takao was a bit of like, you know, the kind of a pompous douche, you kind of loved him. You're like, you are kind of charming for being a little bit pompous and full of yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he still was a little more endearing than Kageru. Kageru was definitely like the cold-hearted asshole. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm not buying it from you. You're not Van Helsing. You can't be a dick to me and let me and think I'm gonna like it. Even my bird agrees, right? Right? Exactly. You say you're not Van Helsing. You can't be a dick. No, you were. Okay, now you're not. Okay, fine. Anyway, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.